Assalamualaikum and hi. So today we will present library database system. Our group members consist of three people, which is Muhammad Syafiq Firdaus, Nushaira and Izzati. Okay, so the introduction for this database library system. The system is intended to automate the library activities such as creating a new borrower, giving books to the borrower, and maintaining the details of the item that were available in the books. And it also helps the librarian by providing information such as the total copies available each book, list of books that belong to the particular category. The problem here is when all the transactions are recorded manually, and the student when the student want to search for books, they need to search one by one based on the route. The process itself is time consuming and there is no arrangement. As a result, there is a threat of losing records. So the objective of this system is to keep track all books information and transaction, to calculate every book file, and to alleviate reports on system usage and financial analysis. The business rule. This system is developed to be used by any public national library of Malaysia. Library management system will manage and speed up process of borrowing and return books from the library. It will also calculate fines that will charge to the user. The user for the system consists of two persons, which is an administrator or staff, and also user or the customer. Next, I will pass.
Is modules. Under user or customer, there are three modules, which is login modules, document module, and reservation module. For login module, it will help to verify the administrator credential before the user can use the system. For document module, it will provide documents and reports such as overall booking status per month and overall financial analysis that only can be accessed by authorized administrator to avoid breach of information. Lastly, is the reservation module, which is a page for customer to make or view reservation. This module will assist customer on how to make reservation and will ease the whole process. Okay, next. Next is project requirements. The system will only allow librarians make changes to the list of available books. Second, the system should allow the user to search book and see if the book is available in the library or currently being borrowed by other user. Third, user can request to borrow a book that not or currently being borrowed by other user. Fourth, the system should allow the librarians to check which books are past their return date and the user that currently hold the books. Fifth, the system should allow the user to see the amount of fine for not returning borrowed book on time. Next is justification. Justification the main user who will benefit from this system will save time and energy. This is because all the manual process can be replaced by systems such as update book status, calculate book fine, and many more. This system is easy to use as admin to update all those necessary information, and the system will automatically sort and calculate the process.
Okay, I'm Muhammad Syafiq Firdaus and I'm gonna explain about the this system database architecture. So for this architecture design, we use two-tier architecture because so that the client and the server is not on the same machine. So the client, for example, the client is on the PC and the server is on separate machine. Next. So this is the logical design of this database system. I will explain this physical and logical design together. Next to the physical, so for this physical design, there is five tables. First is the customer, book, author, shelf, and borrow. So in the customer table, there is user ID, user first name, last name, the user sex, the user address, and user contact. So for this table, the primary key is the user ID, and next to the entity, there is the data type for the entity. And for the table book, the primary key, as you can see, is the book ID. And next to it is the data type. For the customer, it will request to borrow. Then when the customer requests to borrow book, it will create the table borrow, and from the table borrow, it will update to the book table. So for this entity, for this relationship, for the customer and the borrow table is one to many, because one user can request many book to borrow, and from the borrow to the book table is many to many, because uh, the borrow table can have many books can request many books from the book table. Next is the author table. In the author table, the author will publish many books, so the relationship between this table is one author to many books. And next is the table shelf. The table shelf relationship with the book table is the book can be stored. Many books can be stored in one shelf, so the relationship is many to one. Next. So this is the SQL command for this table. For the first table is table author. So to create this table, we just need to enter we need to create table, the name of the table author, and all the name of the entities and all the data type. Then, as you can see below the command, below shows the table that we create on the Oracle platform. Next. So to insert the value into the author table, you just type this command insert into author values and all the data inside that we need to insert into the table. So as you can see in the picture below, these are the data that we have entered into the table. Next is the book table. So first we need to create the table. We just need to create table, enter the book table name, which is book, and then enter all the entity and the data type for the entity. So below are the table that we have created by using the Oracle Apex. Next. So next is we can insert the data inside the table. So we just type the command as seen above the picture, insert into book values and all the data. The picture below is the data that we have entered into the table. So next I will pass to my friend to continue explain about the next table.
Okay, next is borrow table, where the table is consists of user ID, book ID, borrow date, and return date. Each of them, we already declare the data type. For example, the data type of user ID and book ID is varchar that can accept characters up to 10 characters. And the data type of borrow date and return date is date. There are two foreign key, which is user ID that refer to user ID at customer table and book ID that refer to book ID at book table. Next. Next is here we use insert into borrowed value because we want to insert the data to borrow table. Below here we can see the example of data that we already insert to the table. Next, we create a table customer, which consists of user ID, user first name, user last name, user gender, user address, and user contact. Each of them, we already declare the data type. For example, data type user ID, we use varchar that can accept up to 10 characters, and the data type for user first name and last name, we also use varchar2 that can accept up to 20 characters. And the data type for user contact we declare as number, which only accept integers. The primary key in this table is user ID. Next is customer data. Here we use insert into customer value because we want to insert the data into customer table. Below here, we can see the example of data that we already insert to the table.
Okay, so for the next table, which is shelf table, we use create table to create the shelf table. Okay, so there is three entities in the table, which is one of them we reference to the book table, which is book ID. and the primary key for this table is the book ID, and the shelf number cannot accept now. So for example, we have insert more value in the table, and we use insert into shelf values and the values which is shelf number, shelf genre, and book ID. I think that's it from us. Thank you.